皆さんこんにちは。毎年恒例真夏の祭典 MLB オールスターゲームファン投票で選ばれしスター選手たちの競演に今年も胸が熱くなります。しかしいつもと同じと感じてはいませんか？もっとワクワクする新しいオールスターが見たい。そこで今ファンの間で話題になっているのが世代を超えた夢の対決。あなたならどんなルールでどんな対戦カードを実現させますか？あなたのアイデアをコメント欄で教えてください。今回はこちらの話題を詳しく解説している番組の翻訳をお届けいたします。それではご覧ください。
Like the minutia, the rosters were announced on Sunday. Joel Sherman, we have long debated the best format, what makes the most sense entertainment-wise as we welcome you back inside. We were just having that conversation. That's the most important part. Good morning to you. Your idea this morning gave me pause, and Robert teased it not too long ago. Battle for the ages. Explain yourself.
So it kind of came to me last week. A lot was made that Shohei Ohtani had become 30 years old. But because he's July 5th, July 1st is kind of the demarcation when we say somebody's age 29 or age 30. So this would be his last season in his age 20s. And I thought, what if the All-Star Games was the 20-somethings versus the 30-somethings? And we kind of have like the old men on the lawn screaming at the kids. Would that get more interest? And so I started, this would be the 20-something starting team. Of course, Ohtani's last year here. He graduates to the guys on the lawn next year. But you see how I kind of basically shoved three shortstops onto this team, put them at positions they've played a little in the major leagues by putting De La Cruz at second and Henderson at third to be able to get Witt at shortstop. Remember just where the great shortstops are. Carlos Correa, Wynn, Abrams, C.J. Abrams, all would not be starting here. It means I can't get Bryce Terang on the field. But you kind of see the excellence. And I just want to say this, especially after last night's game and D-Rose breakdown. How do I get another player on the field so I can put Rafael Devers on that team somehow? I just can't figure out how to do it.
You're working with active players. You're not just working at All-Stars. You had to pluck from that group to make this team happen. Let's look at pitchers in their age 20 seasons. Who do you have?
Yeah, so you see the group here. I felt Paul Skeens like he actually did make the All-Star team, had to be here. You begin to have to, no Tanner Hoke, no Hunter Green, and others. But I went a little bit track record just with Webb and Burns, not only great this year, but a lot of track record there. And then just the high upside plays on Crochet, Skeens, and Scooble. I thought that this was the right group.
Okay, no Betts and Harper in the position players in their 20s. What about 30s?
I think you can make the argument these have been the two best relief pitchers in the sport this year.
I think so. We just saw them in class on the highlight.
I would like my chances if I was managing the 20-somethings. Do I have to find a manager who's under 30 for the team for this?
There's none.
Maybe the oldest manager should manage. Anyway, I'd like my chances after 7 innings if I was able to bring these two guys into the game.
Okay, what does the 30-year-old team look like? No Betts, no Harper.
So I could have put Betts and Harper on, but because they wouldn't be available to play in this All-Star game because of injuries, I kept them off here. But clearly, they would be a place here. The toughest one for me is Ketel Marte, I think, is having a better year than Jose Altuve, but I just didn't know how to do this team without Jose Altuve on it. I just respect them so much as a player. Should Christian Yelich start instead of either Profar or Nimmo? That was another tough one for me. But yeah, I'm not sure positionally this group is as good as the younger guys, but I kind of feel good if I'm going Freeman, Judge, Ozuna in the middle of the line.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
What about 30-year-old pitchers?
And Ramirez, by the way, who I think is the most underrated player in the sport. He's having a stealth Hall of Fame career.
Is the 30-year-old pitchers list greater than the 20-year-old pitchers list? How do they compare?
Yeah, I think that they're on par with each other here. I wanted to respect Seth Lugo's breakout season. I'm such a fan of Nathan Eovaldi, what he's done in big games. Fried and Sale return year. And I just think Wheeler is kind of in that same group as Garrett Cole, who kind of obviously had some injuries this year. That the combination of both an ace and a horse. The guy who not only gives you greatness, but gives it to you for 6, 7, 8 innings pretty regularly. I think him and Cole stand out to me for that. And, I watched it last night again. I wasn't going to put Kenley Jansen on this team. And then the last two, I saw him this weekend against the Yankees twice. still crazy after all these years. You know, I mean, him and Kimbrel are still doing this at a pretty high level. I like Jansen a little better this season, and obviously Robert Suarez from.
Wait, who wins?
From what?
From this game.
I think the younger guys win. But see, I think that would really annoy the older guys, which is why I think you'd want some passion back in the game a little bit.
They should bring it.
And I'm trying to figure out a way that's just not National League, American League. People don't feel that identity like they did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But would they feel some age difference? Like, yeah, no, we're better than the whippersnappers.
Hey, you're just on the
I just
subway.
used the word whippersnappers,
You
which
did.
made me feel old.
You're just on the subway thinking of ideas
Yes.
and writing them down. Robert, what do you think? Back to you.
I like this. I also like the idea of maybe every few years we have the United States against the world for the All-Star game.
Just throwing that out.
今回の動画はいかがでしたか？ぜひご意見ご感想をコメント欄までお願いいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーの最新情報など海外の番組の翻訳をお届けしています。面白いと思っていただけましたらよかったら高評価とチャンネル登録をお願いします。どんな情報をお届けしたら喜んでいただけるかぜひお聞かせください。それではまた次回の動画でお会いいたしましょう。